Hey, welcome to your Pisces horoscopes for the week of September 24th through September 30th, the last week of September, first week of fall. Craziness. The things are going so quickly here. We still have Neptune and Saturn in Pisces this week. No, Saturn has not left yet. Sorry. On its way, still 1 degree Pisces, though. We also have the moon coming in about Wednesday and Thursday this week, too, which is going to create some challenges a little bit, but it's also going to amplify some good stuff, too. So, let's just focus on what we need to focus on, and then we'll move on from that. So first of all, we do have Saturn in opposition with Venus, moving into opposition with Venus about Thursday, actually. Moon comes in on Wednesday. Saturn moves into opposition with Venus on Thursday. Now, what's challenging about this here, it's challenging and it's interesting at the same time. Saturn's focus is on the mind and how the mind works, mirroring back the responsibility of that to the individual, meaning it is completely up to you to control how your brain works. Your brain does not function on its own like most people think it does. And Venus is very much on long-term goals. So we're really talking about how your own thought process will make or break your success in terms of being able to reach those creative goals, if that makes sense. You know, a lot of time, one of the things that I've noticed with a lot of highly creative people specifically is those creative goals, being an artist, being a musician, being a writer. People are doing it, and yet it's always looked at as, oh, that's not going to provide a life for you. That's not going to provide security for you. That's not a good, a mature decision to focus on. And while sometimes it isn't, it really makes it difficult for creative people to embrace anything else. I mean, if you're looking at another avenue of making money that you don't love, well, then you're just miserable the entire time. So I don't think that omitting creativity is the issue, but I do see a lot of old programming being unraveled with this challenge here, because that is where that comes from. It's usually our parents that tell us that, it's a good idea, but you're not going to make any money out of that. It's just that mentality has gone on for so many generations. It's crazy. We do also have Neptune in opposition of both the Sun and Mercury this week, which are focused on our long-term career goals really here. And Neptune is focused on the home. So again, we have that sort of challenge that comes up where you're trying to focus on your career goals, but you have a lot of responsibilities at home that are taking that up. This could really actually be one of the things that is getting in the way, that emotional thought process, which is getting in the way from you achieving any of your goals, be they creative or career. And for a Pisces, you guys are very emotional individuals. So that just sort of, most Pisces that I know, they kind of wrap themselves up in a cocoon and they separate from everybody, and then they spend all that time beating themselves up because they're not good enough. And that's really the thing that you want to avoid doing, because that doesn't help you at all. It just keeps you stuck on the couch or whatever in this situation. A lot of times life comes up and gets in the way of you being able to do what you want. And it's really frustrating when that happens. Trust me, I know. But it's the frustration that actually gets in the way of we want to do, not the situation. And how we look at it, even if there is no way to change how we look at it, it still makes all the difference in the world. They say it is what it is. A shit sandwich is a shit sandwich. Plain and simple. You can't change that. But if you look at that as a blessing, to get that because you learned something from it, it does become a little less frustrating to receive it. Nobody said you had to eat it, by the way. The moon comes in to amplify this opposition with Mercury, really, really making those thoughts emotional, big time emotional. And it kind of feels like you might get carried away by the emotions too. That's always the Pisces downside, is the fact that it's so easy to get carried away by your feelings. But you can't make decisions or fix any problems when you're in that emotional space. All that breeds is panic, really. And that panic just makes you more emotional. It's a vicious cycle that doesn't work out, unfortunately. Neptune continues her grand sextile with Pluto and Uranus. And as we move into Thursday, the moon also amplifies that. Now, she does amplify those oppositions with the Sun and Mercury as well, but she amplifies this grand sextile. These planets are really working together towards a specific cause. Uranus is focused on your day-to-day schedule. Pluto is focused on the past, and Neptune is focused on the home. And the moon just provides a very deep emotional reason why it's necessary to focus this energy into your home. I even kind of feel right now that while you may feel like it's really important for you to focus on your career goals right now, oppositions are making that difficult. Maybe you need to fix certain things that need to be fixed at home so that you can be free to focus on those career goals when the energy is right for that. And in the meantime, all of your focus goes into whatever it needs to do, it needs in order to make sure that your home is your sanctuary like it's supposed to, in order to make sure that your home functions the way you need it to, in order to make sure that your home is up and running the way you need it to, or that you have one if you're looking for one. Big mistake that a lot of people make, whether they're emotional signs or not, is trying to focus all their energy in too many places at once. If you can focus your energy on one thing, fix that, and move on to the next thing, it does make the process a little bit easier and smoother, and avoids a catastrophe if there is one. So that's what I have for you guys this week. If you love your horoscopes, do click the link in the description and send me a copy. I would really enjoy that. If you're listening rather than viewing, that's ko-fi.com/heavy metal psychic, or check out heavymetalpsychic.com and see all the fun stuff going on there. I'm Melissa Bruce, the Heavy Metal Psychic. Thank you for listening and watching, and I will see you guys next week. In the meantime, you guys kick some butt, because at the end of the day, you always do. And I know you will again. So you guys have a great week with that. I will see you next week.